A man walks into a gym to train his body and walks out with his reputation destroyed. No crime committed, no words exchanged, just a camera, a narrative, and a caption that reads "creep." Within hours, millions of strangers decide his fate. Sponsors line up for the accuser, while the man disappears from his job, his family, and his life. This isn't a rare story anymore. This is the new digital courtroom. Accusation first, evidence never. Now let's talk about what's actually happening. The gym used to be a place for discipline, sweat, and self-improvement. Today, it's turning into a content factory. Tripods block walkways, cameras run non-stop. Every glance becomes proof. Every accident becomes intent. A man walking past to grab dumbbells is now stalking. A man resting between sets is now creeping. A man existing in the same room is now harassment. And the scariest part? Once a video is uploaded with a label, the truth no longer matters. The internet rushes to judge. Employers panic. Families suffer. Lives collapse, not because of evidence, but because of engagement. Now imagine the double standard for a moment. If a man secretly filmed a woman at the gym and posted it online, he'd be arrested instantly. If a man accused women of being predators for standing near him, he'd be canceled overnight. If a man demanded an entire gym revolve around his content, he'd be thrown out without hesitation. But when some women do it, the comments cheer. Expose him, trust your gut, protect yourself. No investigation, no balance, no question. And then there's rejection, a reality many people still can't emotionally process. A man says, "I'm taken." A man says, "I'm not interested." A man says, "No." And suddenly he becomes gay, broke, scared, or dangerous. Anything except someone with free will. I've seen videos where men politely decline gyms or bars, only to be mocked online later, framed as villains for doing nothing more than choosing differently. If the roles were reversed, careers would end instantly. This behavior isn't empowerment, it's weaponized victimhood. Social media has taught people that outrage is profitable, drama is currency, pain is branding, and trauma is now monetized. GoFundMe links appear within hours. Sympathy becomes revenue. Platforms reward outrage because it boosts retention. And in this economy, men are becoming the disposable product. Here's what makes it darker: false accusations. Not all accusations are false. Real victims exist and deserve justice, but when lies enter the system, they poison everything. I've seen stories of men losing careers, custody of children, and public identity over claims later proven untrue. And even after innocence is established, the stain never fully disappears. Search engines don't forget. Employers don't forget. Society doesn't forget. Meanwhile, accountability for false claims is almost non-existent. Another silent crisis is unfolding. Men are withdrawing. Not from society completely, but from risk. They won't approach, they won't mentor, they won't help, they won't stay alone in rooms, they won't correct form at the gym, they won't spot weights. Not because they hate women, but because the cost of being misunderstood is now too high. I know trainers who refuse female clients solely out of fear. One misinterpreted correction can end a decade-long career overnight. One accusation can ruin everything they built. Even fathers feel targeted. Taking their daughters to public restrooms becomes a legal anxiety. Standing in line becomes suspicious. Sitting on a bench becomes a threat. The message is subtle but constant. Male presence is dangerous by default. That psychological weight adds up. Men don't talk about it often, but it's there. The pressure to provide, to perform, to endure silently, and now to defend their own innocence before they've done anything wrong. Male mental health is cracking under expectations no one acknowledges. What's happening now is a shift in power, but without wisdom. Some people have learned they can destroy reputations with a caption. They don't need proof, just timing. And once the internet decides, no apology can rebuild what was burned. And here's the terrible irony. Real victims lose the most in this climate. When everything is called assault, nothing is taken seriously. When false accusations rise, real survivors are doubted. The system becomes so loud that truth becomes background noise. So what's the result? Men are choosing isolation over accusation. Video games over vulnerability. AI over intimacy. Silence over risk. Not because they can't connect, but because the emotional gamble no longer makes sense. Society feels this withdrawal quietly. Lower marriage rates, collapsing birth rates, declining mentorship, broken workplace trust. When half the population is afraid of the other half, everything slows down. And yet reasonable women exist. Many see this clearly. Many speak against it. Many defend fairness, truth, and restraint. But their voices are often buried under the chorus of outrage and reward-based victim narratives. We don't fix this by hating each other. We fix it with balance, with due process, with privacy, with consequences for lying, with protection for the innocent, and justice for the real victims. Until then,